Hello friends, in this video I am going to discuss about the soil texture and how it affects excavation safety. My name is MS Akhtar and I have a 35 years of Middle East experience and I am a seasoned professional with highest qualification, chartered profession, NABOSH course provider and a professional trainer. I have recently tried and started sharing my knowledge and experiences so that you can become a successful HSC professional. So let us start with understanding this concept that soil texture and excavation safety measures. How it is very important. The before excavation, you should know the soil texture because understanding soil characteristic is fundamental to protecting workers and preventing excavation incidents, cave-ins on construction site worldwide. So So soil texture matter in excavation. Why it is important? The soil type is the single biggest factor influencing excavation stability. Because the walls you are excavating, then that stability of the excavation trench wall depends on the mainly on the soil texture. So cave-in risk you can eliminate by understanding where you are excavating, what is the soil texture, so that you can take preventive action, you can plan it. So understanding these characteristics can means the difference between life and death of construction workers at the construction sites. In 2022, trenching and excavation incident caused 39 workers' fatalities in the US alone. See, such a advance and legislation there itself. In other countries, you can just imagine. Alone, according to OSHA statistics, each incident represent a preventable tragedy which can be prevented. That's why it is as an HSC professional, it is very important to know all these things. So soil classification, the foundation of safety. There are classification, how it is classified: type A, type B, type C, stable rock. So type A soil means a cohesive soil. In the earlier video I have explained what are the soil texture and how it is made out of, including clay, silty clay, sandy clay and clay loam. I have explained in the, if you are not, you can just see my last video. These materials offer the most stability and lowest caving risk. Okay, so type B soil is a angular gravel, silt loam, fissured soil or soils near vibration sources. Moderate stability requiring careful assessment. Okay, so type C soil is granular soils with loose particle or loose cohesive, least stable, with highest risk requiring immediate protective measures. So you should, how you first you have to classify the soil. A stable rock, it is very easy to understand. Naturally, a stable formation, but excavation still require caution and proper assessment by qualified personnel because may crack and it can fall. You might have seen the in the mountains it is collapsing. How to identify? So you can identify by seeing the examine color, texture and moisture content. Dark sticky soil typically indicate clay content, while sandy soil appears granular and loose. It's very easy to understand. So manual testing, perform ribbon test where clay form ribbons and ribbons, you understand, just make it, then you can, and dry strength test to assess cohesive when soil dries. You just make it and make it a ribbon. and then you can just try it and test it. Specialized tools use torven and pocket penetrative penetrometer to measure soil shear strength and obtain quantitative data for classification. Expert verification. The fourth type, system is competent person must perform. They will take the soil in the lab and they will define which class it is. Perform and verify soil classification before excavation commence to ensure workers' safety. So it is very important just to identify which class it is so that you can what type of benching is required, what type of slope is required, and to what extent what should be the design. The second very important thing in the soil mechanic, the design part also it matters. For example, in the if you have to put the vessels, what type of foundation is required? So it depends on the soil mechanic. Whether the soil has the capability to take the load. The second part is for a construction as HSE professional, if you are putting a crane, whether how eager it can take the load or not, or if you are erecting a scaffold, how far it is, what is the load impact on this. Okay, so excavation hazard linked to soil texture. So rapid cavings, type C soil, you have seen the type A, B, C. Type C soil are prone to sudden collapse due to loose particle because cohesiveness is not there and lack of cohesion between soil elements. You have seen in the last video about the diameter of the soil particles. Water damage, water accumulation weaken and cohesion significantly, transforming a stable ground into dangerous excavation condition. For example, you have everything and the rain comes or the underwater is coming out, then it can cause the cavings. Vibration, if any road movement is there or any some other activities are going on, so vibration can also affect the soil texture. Heavy machinery and traffic vibration can destabilize fissured soil, creating unexpected hazard during excavation work. Warning sign. What are the warning signs? You can, as a HSC professional, when you are going at site, you can see the soil cracks, bulges, or falling clumps. Signal imminent failure requiring immediate evacuation and assessment. So, as a HSC professional, you can see the warning signs. OSHA requirement for excavation safety. What is the OSHA requirement? OSHA required to have a protective system. Mandatory for trench 1.22 mm. That we used to ask in the interview. This is the interview question also. Trench 1.22 meter, yani 4 feet or deeper. No excavation permitted under OSHA regulation for worker protection until unless you are taking some protective measures. Okay. So emergency egress, means of egress, that is also a question. What are all these things are required in from the excavation safety? If you explain this, your interview is passed. Emergency egress, means of egress including ladders or ramps requiring within 7.62 meter. Okay, what should be the distance? 7.62 meter as per the OSHA requirement, means 25 feet. Lateral travel for rapid evacuation capability. You cannot say that one place there every 25 feet you have to go. Utility protection, underground utilities must be located before excavation by pallet trenching or by the detectors and properly protected before any digging commences to prevent dangerous strikes. It should not happen that when you are damaging cable. This is very common in the construction site. damaging cables, damaging pipelines. Daily inspection, competent person must inspect excavation daily and after any event affecting stability such as weather changes. Got it? So, protective systems. What are the protective systems? That also is one of the another question. Shoring, shielding, sloping, and benching. I will prepare a new detailed video on depending on the type of soil, what type of shoring, what type of shield, and which standard it is applied. I will explain only on based on OSHA. Sloping and benching is required based on the type of. So type of the soil you can identify as I have explained. Shoring system, you understand the shoring system, you can see the photo. Support trench walls using hydraulic or mechanical system to prevent collapse and protect worker before ground level. Okay, so in the interview, this is another interview question. What is shoring system? Shielding protection means trench boxes provide critical protection for workers if cave-in occurs, creating a safe zone within the excavation. So it is a shielding protection. It is called. What is shielding protection? Providing a trench boxes. Sloping technique. Again, at what angle you have to provide the angle. That all depends on the type of soil. Cutting back soil at appropriate angle prevent collapse by pressing pressure, reducing pressure on trench walls. It will reduce. If it is there, then it is more pressure if you put it like this. So it again depends what, as I have told, it depends on the type. Benching method. You can see the benching method, creating steps in trench wall reduce soil pressure systematically, providing stable working condition for extended operation. So real world safety practices. Preparation phase. Before excavation, we used to do the preparation. Always call utility locations. You can see with the detectors they are identifying, such as 811 in the USA. Before any digging begins, to identify underground hazards. Before this, either you do this. If this is also, if you identify, then you have to do the manual pilot trenching. Pilot trenching means if you have to excavate some kilometer, every some feet you are excavating just to see what is there inside. Continuous monitoring means weather change can dramatically alter soil stability, requiring ongoing assessment throughout the project duration. That also is one of the questions. Okay, what are all these things? How to proceed with the excavation work? First is pre-planning, and then continuous monitoring, spoil management when you are excavating. Then where you have to keep. That means keep spoil piles excavated soil at least 0.6 meter or 2 feet from trench edge to avoid adding dangerous pressure to excavation walls. How far you have to keep? From the edge, you have to keep it 2 feet. Visibility measure, use high visibility clothing and proper signage near vehicular traffic to prevent additional site hazard. So the role of the competent person as a HSC professional also, if you have the knowledge, you are also competent, because every site, every in the multinational company, the contractor, if they are working with Aramco or anyone, you should have a competent person to inspect the excavation, competent person. So hazard identification, authorized to identify excavation hazard and implement immediate corrective action to protect worker safety. So what are the roles? System selection, accident prevention. System selection means determine appropriate soil type classification, select suitable protective system, and supervise proper installation procedure. I have explained you in the earlier slide what are the protective system. Accident prevention serve as the central figure in preventing excavation accidents and ensuring full compliance with safety regulation. Regular inspection, he has to competent person has to conduct thoroughly daily inspection and additional assessment after any hazard altering event or environmental changes. So this is the role of competent person. If you have been identified designated competent person for excavation, these are the things you have to do. And you should have, if you have the capability, you can be a competent person for this purpose. So safety starts with soil understanding, knowledge foundation. Understanding soil texture represent the crucial first step in preventing deadly cave-ins and protecting workers' lives on every project. Everywhere it is happening. So don't, you can see videos, many videos. Comprehensive protection, combining soil knowledge with OSHA compliant protective measures, create a robust safety system that save life consistently. Empower team, provide competent person and worker with proper training, resources, and authority to maintain constant vigilance on site. Collective commitment, together through shared knowledge and unwavering dedication, we can make excavation work safe and secure for our workers. A lot of people are dying because of the killings. I myself have witnessed on some of the construction sites. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel and keep watching. My name is MS Akhtar. So you can subscribe and keep watching. Thank you.